Welcome back. Today we're doing a deep dive into simplifying, well, one of the really thorny areas in modern networking, IP address management,
Mhm.
especially when you throw hybrid cloud, multi-cloud into the mix.
Mhm.
Stale records, IP conflicts, that whole headache.
Absolutely. It's a major pain point. Manual stuff just doesn't scale anymore.
Exactly. So we're going to unpack the Cygna Labs Cloud Automation Appliance, the CAA. It's designed, really, to tackle this specific problem head-on.
That's right. And we'll explore how the CAA, which is built on their Sapphire appliance, uses something called Node-RED.
Node-RED, okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty powerful open source tool that brings low-code automation right into your network infrastructure management.
Low code, I like the sound of that.
We'll look at its simplicity, yes, but also its specialized IPM features, that's IP address management, and really who benefits most from this.
Okay, great. So version 3.0 of this Cygna Labs CAA, you mentioned Node-RED is at the heart of it. Let's start there. For listeners maybe not familiar, what is Node-RED and why is it such a potential game changer for automation?
Right. So Node-RED is built on this idea called flow-based programming, or FBP. What's really cool is that it's visual.
Visual, okay.
Yeah, think of it like building with digital Lego blocks. You have these pre-built nodes that do specific things, and you connect them with wires to show how data or messages, as Node-RED calls them, should flow.
So instead of writing lines and lines of code.
Exactly. You're defining the data path visually. It makes complex logic much easier to grasp, easier to design, and critically easier to debug. It's fantastic for getting things working quickly.
Okay, the visual simplicity sounds appealing, but does it have the depth needed for serious network tasks? That brings us to, I guess, the specialized parts within the CAA.
hmm
You mentioned IK control and QIP nodes right there in the node-ready palette. What does that actually let you do for managing network subnets IPs?
That's the key integration. So think about managing dynamic cloud environments, right? Things change constantly.
All the time.
These custom nodes, things like ipclogin, ipget-device, or the QIP equivalents like quickjet address, they let you talk directly to your main IPM systems, your IP control or QIP databases.
Okay.
So you can build flows that say automatically grab subnet information from IP control and then use it to provision something in AWS. Or maybe when you spin up a VM in Azure, it automatically requests an IP from QIP and registers it.
So you're syncing the IPM source of truth with what's actually happening in the cloud.
Precisely. Creating, deleting, updating subnets and IPs, making sure your IPAM reflects reality without someone having to manually, update spreadsheets or run scripts.
And error handling. That's always a concern with automation.
Built right into these specialized nodes, they're designed to handle common issues, authentication failures, things like that, making the flows more robust, all using that same drag and drop visual interface.
That sounds incredibly useful, especially for orchestrating complex changes that span the traditional network and the cloud side. So what does this mean for, say, a network engineer day to day, especially one maybe working more closely with DevOps teams?
That's a really important connection to make because under the hood, these visual node-read flows, they're actually stored as simple JSON files.
Oh, interesting. Just text files.
Basically, yes,
Yeah.
just structured text. And that's huge for network engineers moving towards DevOps practices. It means you can treat your automation workflows like code.
Meaning version control.
Exactly. Put them in Git, track changes, do code reviews well, flow reviews, I guess, and integrate them into your standard CI/CD pipelines.
Right, continuous integration, continuous deployment.
Yeah. So it bridges that gap. You
Yeah.
get the ease of use of low-code visual development, but you also get the rigor and scalability of proper software engineering practices.
Mhm.
It fits into the enterprise toolkit.
So it's not just a niche tool, it can become part of the main automated workflow.
That's the idea. It empowers the network team to build and manage their own automation within the established DevOps framework.
This deep dive really highlights how something like the Cygna Labs Cloud Automation Appliance,
Hmm.
using Node-RED, can offer a very practical way to automate those critical, often painful IPM tasks, especially in these complex cloud environments.
I think so. It's about taking the manual effort and, frankly, the potential for error out of syncing your IPM with your dynamic infrastructure.
It gives network teams agility.
Yes, agility they need. For anyone looking to really integrate IP address management into their DevOps workflow smoothly, the combination here, the simplicity of Node-RED plus those specialized IPM nodes, it's a really compelling approach.
So wrapping up, it makes you think.
Ah.
What automation challenges, maybe ones you've put off, could you start tackling by visually wiring up your network infrastructure, moving maybe from reactive fixes to more proactive automated management?